A massive, unexplained outage recently brought the internet to its knees for millions of people. But the reason why reveals a surprising and, frankly, a slightly terrifying truth about how the web you use every single day actually works. You know that feeling, right? One minute you're trying to listen to music, the next you're joining a work call, maybe you're just trying to play a game, and then suddenly everything just stops. It feels totally random. So what on earth could possibly connect so many different unrelated services?
And I mean, the list of casualties was huge. We're talking Spotify, Zoom, Uber, PayPal, even games like League of Legends and social media giants like TikTok and X. It wasn't your internet connection acting up. The truth is, a single, invisible failure point took them all down at the exact same time.
And here's the answer. This one number explains pretty much everything. Nearly 20% of the entire web runs through one single company. To put that another way, 1 out of every 5 websites you visit, it probably relies on the same invisible service to even operate. That service is Cloudflare. Now, it's not a web host or your internet provider. The best way to think of it is as a massive middleman, an invisible gatekeeper that sits between you and all the websites you use. So why do so many companies rely on it? Well, it all comes down to 2 really critical things: speed and security. So let's talk speed first. You probably think that when you go to a website, your computer connects directly to that site's server, right? Well, if that server is in another country, the journey for your data is just way too slow. What Cloudflare does is act like this global distribution network. It has over 300 data centers that store copies of website data all over the world. It's exactly like having a local warehouse for every single website. Instead of your request having to travel thousands of miles across an ocean, it just goes to the nearest Cloudflare server right down the road. This just drastically cuts down on lag and makes everything feel almost instantaneous. So that's the first half of the equation, pure speed. Okay, the second reason, and maybe this is even more important, is security. One of the most common ways for hackers to take down a website is with something called a DDoS attack. The easiest way to picture this is to imagine millions of ghost cars suddenly flooding a highway. They create this massive artificial traffic jam so that the real traffic, real users like you, can't get through. The whole site just crashes under the load. So this is where Cloudflare basically acts like a super intelligent highway patrol. When a flood of that fake traffic arrives, its AI systems just kick right in. They analyze every single request, instantly filter out the millions of fake ones from the attackers, and make sure that only legitimate users get through to the website. It's an incredibly effective shield. And look, this powerful combination of speed and security is so good that a huge chunk of the internet now relies on it. But and you knew there was a but coming, that incredible success creates a fundamental problem, and it's summed up perfectly by this old saying. So here's the crucial point. When 20% of the web puts all their eggs in this one Cloudflare basket, the entire system becomes dangerously fragile. If Cloudflare has a problem, even a tiny one, it doesn't just affect one company. No, it creates this catastrophic domino effect that can paralyze a huge part of the global internet in an instant. You'd think so, wouldn't you? The engineers race to fix the problem, the service comes back online, and everything should be fine. But the story doesn't end there. In fact, a second and honestly even stranger problem is often just about to begin. Just think about it from our perspective, as a user. The service is finally restored. Millions of people who are locked out all see that it's back. And what do we all do at the exact same moment? We hit refresh. And what's so wild is you can see it on the chart. That final spike, the herd, it's a massive simultaneous flood of legitimate requests. But to the servers, it acts just like another DDoS attack. It completely overloads the just repaired systems, causing them to crash all over again. The engineers now have to fight a second battle, this time against the very users they're trying to help. And this really reveals the central paradox of the modern internet. Our collective search for a faster, safer web has led us to rely on a handful of incredibly powerful gatekeepers like Cloudflare. It's created amazing efficiency for sure, but it has also built this terrifyingly fragile single point of failure. So the very thing designed to protect the internet can also be the one thing that brings it all crashing down.
If you enjoy this video, please like, share, subscribe and hit the bell to the latest update from my channel. Thank you for watching till the end and see you in the next video.